Hiya. I'm in hospital now for the first time. It's weird. It's weird because I'm completely on my own. Yeah. It's odd. It's such a lovely place and I've got a massive room to myself. At the moment I'm on an isolation ward because I have to have blood tests and a COVID swab in the morning to make sure I'm all clear of everything. And then if I am and they come back okay, then I'll be moved to, I think, my permanent room then. But yeah, at the moment it's about, what time is it? Oh, I don't know what time it is. I think it's about 8:30 at night. So I'm just sat here, I'm just reading now. I've got Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna watch a bit of TV and Netflix and stuff like that. And yeah, first night in, just gonna chill a little bit, I think. It is Thursday today. So then I'll have Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday is my surgery. So I've got 3 days to sort of chill out and just do my own thing and prepare myself as well. So far it's been so lovely here. I've only ever been in NHS hospitals, so I didn't know what it was going to be like. I knew that you'd get your own room, which I've never had before. I've always been on a ward, so that's brilliant. Yeah, so it's almost like being in a hotel at the moment. I'm allowed to do my own medication, and then I just need to ask if I want anything really, or if I want anything doing. But that's about it. I've just got to wait around and wait until I'm being moved. Yeah. So hopefully it will be fine. I'll catch up with you again at some point. But yeah, this is day one. We had a 6-hour drive today from Cornwall. So that was a long journey and I slept a little bit in the car, which wasn't too bad. I had to wear my neck brace for 6 hours. But it's a lot better than not wearing it, because in the car and any sort of transport I feel really, really sick if I don't wear it. So that was fine. Had the dog asleep on me for most of the journey. And then, yeah, it was all a bit weird because I sort of just had to say goodbye to my parents when I got here. And it was just a bit like, oh, see you later. I couldn't really do much. So then they just wheeled me up to my room and got me settled in, and that was it really. And yeah, I've sort of been here ever since. I'm in the bed. Got my little table here. So yeah, I'm all settled. What I will say though is my face is so red. I've had to talk to people, and when I talk to people it like goes, whoa, it flares up. Because I'm one of these people where I can't just be like, yeah, hi, I'm okay. I always go like extremely animated, and then I always think that people don't think I'm ill either, even in these videos, because I'm like, oh yes, I'm wonderful. But yeah, I'm not, because then I get a flare up afterwards basically, and I don't know if you can see, my cheeks go all red, but I'm fine. What I will do is just take you into here. So this is my bathroom, which is quite huge as well. Obviously, toilet, then I have the shower at the end. And here's me. And it was really, really hot in the room all the time. It's day 2 here, or day 1 really. Well, second day being in the hospital. Oh, I didn't have a great sleep last night. The temperature in my room is stuck at 24. And I've been trying to turn it down, but it won't turn down, so it was really hot last night, so I just sweat all night. And I'm tired now. I did have my MRSA swab this morning, I had a COVID swab this morning, and I've also had a load of blood tests. Blood is like so hard to get out of me, so they went in, tried to go in my arm, and then ended up going there, big old bruise, and then in the end the only place they could actually get it out from was this wrist. So I've had all that done now, which is fine, and then hopefully I'll get that back soon, and when I do, then I can move into my actual room then and not be on isolation. I had a visit from the anaesthesiologist as well, which is interesting, because I've not met him or spoke to him or anything yet. I was feeling okay until he literally came in and then started speaking to me about it. Yeah, I was feeling fine. I was like, yeah, I can do this, I'll be absolutely fine, it won't be bad, I'll be all right, I can get through it. And then he sort of said, just so you know what you're getting yourself in for, it will be severely painful. He said basically what they do is peel all your muscles away, cut and peel all the muscles away from the back of the neck. So he said it's going to be incredibly sore. He said it's not pleasant at all. He said there's going to be tears and you're going to be having a really bad time. Almost quite like straight said it as well. There's no sugarcoating or anything. It was just like, yeah, it's going to be horrendous. He said the first night is always the worst when I'll be in ICU. But what they tend to do is try and keep you as sedated as possible. So because they know it's pretty horrible, he said what you'll be given is a pain pump. So basically it'll be full of drugs, and then when I'm feeling pain, I can just press it and it will release it into me, so I can control my own pain basically. What he did say was interesting about the pain pump is you can't over medicate yourself. So you can press it as much as you want really, but he said if you do have quite a lot in your system, it will just make you sleep. So you can't like overdose or anything like that, because it will just send you to sleep straight away. So I'm going to be using that as and when I can. There's like no holding back with that. I'm going to make sure that I'm not in horrendous pain and that I can at least just sleep through it. A lot of people have said that they don't even remember their first week in hospital after their fusion, because they were just sort of in and out, sedated, heavily medicated, asleep. So yeah. He's also said what they'll do then as well is calculate how much you've been using IV in the pain pump. I think what he said they'll use is oxycodone, along with other things as well, but he said they'll calculate that, how much you've been using, and then transfer it. Sorry, I was interrupted there. So he said, yeah, they'll calculate how much of the pain medication you've been using, and then they'll move you over to oral medication, so you just take it by mouth, and then once you're okay on that, then that's when they can send you home, so that you're able to control it yourself. So yeah, today is just going to be a rest day. I haven't really got much to do now. I'm going to wait for my test to come back, and then when they do, hopefully I can be moved to my actual room on the main ward, so I'm not in like an isolation bit. I'm pretty tired today, but yeah, I'll keep you updated. It's the end of the day today. I just thought I'd update you. I actually just had a nurse come in, and I met her yesterday, and she's really lovely. And I sort of wanted to say that earlier I was sort of turned like a complete 180. I wasn't worried at all, but then after speaking to the anaesthesiologist I was. But now after speaking to the nurse, it's like completely flipped again. And I'm not really nervous at all now. I think the main thing she said to me is a lot of the time with the pain, surgery pain is completely different to chronic pain. So it's one of those things where you know it's going to feel completely different. I said I suppose it's more sort of severe and sharp rather than chronic, like a dull ache sort of pain. And she sort of said, yeah, so you know it can be completely different pain than what you're used to. However, she said some people actually with this surgery don't find it that painful and are okay and can cope, and then some find it really bad. But I think the main thing she said to remember is that she always tells them that it's only temporary, and to just keep a positive mindset, because it's not going to last forever. Yeah, you're going to have a couple of bad days probably, but in the long term, I've dealt with pain for a long time, and this really isn't going to be bad at all, really. It's such a short amount of time, so I've just got to remember, however much pain I'm going to be in, it's only temporary and I will get through it. I think that settled me massively, because speaking to a nurse that has nursed people through this surgery, it makes me feel so much better, because they've actually spent the time with someone afterwards that's recovering from it. With the anaesthesiologist, he sort of does the whole put you to sleep and stuff like that, but doesn't really follow you up, because then his job's almost done at that point. So I think just getting someone else's opinion on it has really helped me. It's mad how just a conversation with someone else can completely change your point of view. But I thought it was quite important just to update you, because if there's someone else out there that is watching this now and sort of thinking the same thing and wondering what sort of emotions they're going to go through waiting, yeah, just thought it might help you. It might give you a bit of peace really with it. I'm still obviously expecting the worst, however, I know that the amount of pain I go through every day, like compared to a small amount of time with quite severe pain, is going to be worth it. It sort of weighs itself out. So yeah, I'm actually feeling quite positive about that now. Tomorrow hopefully I'm going to meet my surgeon for the first time, because I've only ever spoken to him over Zoom. On the internet, so that would be interesting. I can ask all my questions, and then pretty much after that I think they'll move me to my room when they get my test results back, and then I will have surgery Monday. So yeah, I'm going to get some sleep now, I think. It's around 10 o'clock, because I'm awake at 8, because they like to come in and give you breakfast at 8 o'clock, and I'm not used to being up at 8 o'clock. So yeah, gonna get some sleep now, I think. One other thing, just to make you laugh as well, I had the TV on last night. I don't know if I said that, because I couldn't sleep, because in new places I get a bit anxious. So it was one of those things where I thought, oh, if I have some background noise on, then it might be better. But she said that she came in this morning, quite a few times. She said she actually bumped into the door by accident, and then she came in and checked on me, and every time she was like, oh, you're asleep, okay. And I didn't even hear her at all, and she told me just now that she was like really jealous because I seemed like I was off and like well fast asleep, and she was like, oh, I wish I could sleep like that. And I said, well, I do take tablets to knock me out. But now, you know, when you're like self-conscious now, because now I know that nurses have been in and I've been asleep, and I feel like people have been watching me. So now I'm like gonna be self-conscious in the morning if I know people are coming in and out. At least I'm not on a ward. I think that's what I found hard before, when being on a ward, there's people all around you. So yeah.